Republicans have officially pulled the bill to replace the Affordable Care Act. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jordan Berger.
And I'm Brittany Pieper. The vote for the Republican-backed bill was expected to be today at 4, but NBC's Blaine Alexander reports on why it was pulled.
A Republican plan to end Obamacare undone today by Republicans.
We came really close today, but we came up short. I spoke to the president just a little while ago, and I told him that the best thing I think to do is to pull this bill, and he agreed with that decision.
Today, as time ran out, Republicans spent the day scrambling, knowing they were facing an uphill battle for votes.
Today is a great day for our country. It's a victory. What happened on the floor is a victory for the American people.
Ryan headed to the White House Friday to update the president. The vice president canceled a planned trip as some Republicans remained resistant despite 2 days of negotiations and compromise.
You like pushing a camel through a keyhole. He looks a little worse for the wear.
The White House not casting blame for the bill's turbulent road, but certainly not accepting it, saying the timeline was not rushed.
Has the team put everything out there? Have we left everything on the field? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, this isn't a dictatorship.
Please vote no.
The gentlelady's time is expired.
And soul.
On the House floor, frustration spilled over.
Speaker, I oppose this bill with every breath and every bone in my body. We must not give up.
We have a marvelous opportunity, but we could lose it. I ask you all, and I urge you all, to please vote for this act.
That opportunity gone, at least for now. Speaker Paul Ryan saying Obamacare will be around for the foreseeable future. Blaine Alexander, NBC News, Washington.
Controversy on health care is nothing new. Back in 2010, Obamacare passed with only 3 votes to spare. Here's what's happening right now. Former Father Tolton High School basketball star and #1 recruit in the country, Michael Porter Jr., has just committed to play college basketball back home for Mizzou. KOMU 8 Sports' Corey Miller joins us to tell us how this all came to be.
Thanks, Brittany. This is a day not many Mizzou fans would ever be a reality. When the Porters headed for Washington, it seemed like the dream of Michael Porter Jr. donning the black and gold was just that, a dream. But today that dream did become a reality. Michael Porter Jr. will be a Missouri Tiger. The do-it-all forward originally committed to play at Washington under family friend Lorenzo Romar, but once Romar was fired by the Huskies, the wheels began to turn, and they turned pretty fast. Porter Jr. got a release from his national letter of intent at Washington. Then, new Mizzou head coach Cuonzo Martin made Porter Sr. an assistant coach on his staff just last night, and today the announcement. And more excitement than this Tiger program has seen in quite some time. We'll have much more on Porter's decision coming up at 6 and 10 on KOMU, so stay tuned.
Columbia students are off to a rainy start for spring break. Let's send it over to Tori to see what the storm has in store.
Hey, thanks a lot, Brittany. Right now, if we take a look at our live Doppler 8 first alert, satellite, and radar, we're really not dealing with actual thunderstorm activity at this point, just some very widespread heavy rainfall stretching from Macon into Salisbury, Moberly, Boonville, and Versailles. Out ahead of it, a lot of us are still continuing to pick up on some very cloudy skies, lots of pockets of light rain, and some drizzle out there as well. So grab the umbrella. You're going to need it for at least the next 24 hours or so. Temperatures along with that system cooling down just a little bit. We're back to about 61 degrees for Macon, Moberly, and Boonville. It's 62 here in Columbia. Still hanging on to the 70s, though. Out ahead of it at 76 in Fulton and Herman and 75 in Lynn, Missouri. Also ahead of that system, winds still remain pretty breezy out of the south, anywhere from about 15 to 20 miles per hour. Those are eventually going to calm down just a little bit as we head into your early evening hours tonight. But embedded with some of those strong to severe showers and thunderstorms that we could see later on this evening, I think strong winds are actually going to be our major threat with anything that we do see tonight, maybe 58 miles per hour or more. Also looking at about 1 inch hail in diameter. Also some localized flash flooding could be possible as we pick up anywhere from 1 up to 2.5 inches of rainfall very, very quickly. I'll take this storm hour by hour for you coming up in just a few minutes.
Those strong winds were a hurdle for crews in Jefferson City working to bring down a historic hotel. KOMU 8's James Packard is live at the demolition site to tell us how the wind got hold of not just the old building's dust, but the memories it created.
Well, Brittany, as you can see, there's not a whole lot left of this building, of the Truman Hotel here along US 54 in Jefferson City. It's a building that created a lot of fond memories for the people who worked here at one time or another. It was built back in 1968. closed since 2015. Now, as you can see, it's being taken down to clear the way for 2 new hotels and a convention center. Now, it's calm now, but today the wind blew dust and debris around quite a bit. The property owner here says that the crews actually spray the debris to try to keep that dust down. In fact, as you heard Tori say, he says that rain tonight could help them mitigate their dust problems. It's all part of the process. It's a process that reminds former employees of what this hotel once was.
I've had many comments of kids and adults coming back through talking about they worked as a banquet server there, they worked in maintenance while they were going to school, and so there's just been a real outpouring of nice comments.
City officials are optimistic about the economic boost that could come from these new hotels. And the man you just heard from, Jeff Wolt, he was the general manager of the Truman Hotel at the time that it closed in 2015. Tonight at 9 and 10, you're going to hear from him as he shares some of his fond memories of what this place used to be. For now, reporting live in Jefferson City, James Packard, KOMU 8 News.
All right, thank you, James. Thousands of Missourians could lose their energy assistance under President Trump's proposed budget. KOMU 8's Carla Valcourt is in the studio with details on the program. Carla?
The Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program helps low-income families meet their energy needs. According to President Trump's proposed budget document, the program is unable to demonstrate strong performance outcomes. However, I spoke with a group that says otherwise. Central Missouri Community Action provides energy assistance for 7,000 families in 8 counties throughout mid-Missouri. According to this chart, 60% of families use the program for 5 years, and 4% of families use it for an extended period of time. Now, 4% of households that use the program for an extended period of time, 73% are the elderly and the disabled. The chief program officer with Central Missouri Community Action says the program targets the most vulnerable population.
I don't believe that particularly our representatives and senators in Congress from Missouri aren't going to let the most vulnerable of our population fall to the side.
Now, the program cut would save the federal budget $4.2 million. Reporting in the studio, Carla Valcourt, KOMU 8 News.
All right, thank you, Carla. Police arrested a man after an armed robbery at a Pickleman's Deli in Columbia earlier this morning. Columbia police arrested this man, 22-year-old Kevin Jabari Strong, for robbery and armed criminal action. Police say the man came in after 2 a.m., pointed a handgun at the 2 employees working, and demanded money from them. An employee put money in his bag and he ran off. With the help of a K-9 unit, officers later found the man with stolen money in his backpack. A fight broke out in the Johnson County Jail last night, but officers have not said how it got started. The sheriff's office says 42 inmates in a cell block refused to comply with staff members. The prisoners covered up security cameras so they couldn't be watched. The inmates immediately surrendered when a SWAT team entered the cell block. Authorities say there weren't any injuries.
2 cars collided, causing one to flip over at the intersection of Broadway and Fairview. Columbia police say 1 man involved refused treatment. Marcus Forbes was driving one of the cars and said it all happened so fast it was tough to tell why the wreck happened. Debris was swept up shortly after the crash and both cars were towed from the scene. In a few months, Lincoln University will be under new leadership. Yesterday, it announced current president Kevin Rome is resigning and heading to Fisk University in Nashville. KOMU 8's Desiree Evans joins us with student reactions.
I walked around Lincoln University's campus and asked several students how they feel about Rome's resignation, and reactions were all over the place. As a whole, I think everyone is curious about who the university will pick in his place, but there isn't just one word to describe everyone's feelings.
Disappointed.
I think a lot of people were upset about it.
Well, I don't know anything.
These are just some of the reactions from students the day after they found out Kevin Rome is leaving Lincoln University. But there's more.
Well, how are you feeling about it?
I'm pretty happy, I guess. I don't think he did very well at the school.
It seemed like he cared more about the money than the education of the students. Last semester, he was boasting about being a Lincolnite, wearing our socks, our blue type of socks and all that, so I'm just like, oh.
Some students say they are upset with the way Rome is leaving the university.
He cut student worker hours quite a bit. I know a lot of it had to do with the state, but a lot of us kind of depend on getting more money to pay for our college.
And others say,
I used to come around a lot, but now I barely see him, so it's like, you don't know anything about them anymore.
But students are ready to move forward, and they have expectations for the new president.
I would really like it if maybe someone around here, because they could probably identify what we're going through rather than somebody that has no idea.
I just hope everything become more improved and more productive so we can be able to become the Lincoln that we are.
I reached out to the university for a comment on Rome's resignation, but received no answer. In the studio, Desiree Evans, KMU8 News.
All right, thanks, Desiree. Boone Regional Library received a grant from the state that will allow kids to access library books easier in the summer. A summer reading program called Books by Snail allows books to be mailed directly to the house that ordered it. In county areas, there is no physical building for kids to check out books from, and this program is more efficient than Book Mobile.
The bookmobile would mean that someone had to be at a certain place at a certain time. So if you were a kid and you wanted to get your book to read that you wanted, you would have to be in a certain town at a certain time. This way, it's more convenient for them, and they get them directly to their home.
Books by Snail is for ages K through 12 and will start in mid-May when school is out.
Coming up here, an important announcement regarding the Dakota Access Pipeline.
And how Iraqis are fighting for government reform. That's next.
But first, here's a live look over the Lake of the Ozarks on this rainy Friday afternoon. It's 5:10, and this is KOMU8 News, first at 5, coverage you can count on.
Next Wheel.
I love Wheel of Fortune.
A lot?
A lot.
There's so much spinning and winning.
Here, what else do you want? Take that.
We're running out of prizes. Southern Charm Week on Wheel. Weeknights at 6:30 on KOMU8.
KOMU8 proudly supports the Food Bank for Central and Northeast Missouri at Float Your Boat for the Food Bank. Compete in Mid-Missouri's only cardboard boat regatta on April 22nd at Bass Pro Shops Lake. Learn more and register your team now at floatforthefoodbank.org.
Always know what's coming ahead of the storm. Download the free KOMU8 weather and traffic app for your phone and tablet.
Those national mattress stores can make things confusing. Even their names sound alike. Welcome to the Sleep Shop. Excellent assistance, a perfect selection of Serta, and low prices every day.
When it comes to sleep, we've got you covered.
You'll find us inside Downtown Appliance Home Center.
Mid-Missouri's first choice.
Thanks, Dennis. First choice for great service and selection, including GE appliances. The Sleep Shop and Downtown Appliance Home Center.
It's 2 stores in 1.
East Broadway, Columbia.
A lot of you will be watching hoops this month, so no surprise, Pearl Motor Company has a basketball commercial. We've got some great deals in March, but what I really want to talk about is teamwork.
Because a dealership is only as good as its team.
You need knowledgeable and experienced salespeople.
Service professionals that know your vehicle.
An office with great smiles.
And a boss who keeps his eye on the ball. Okay, so I'm lucky. And we're lucky to have customers like you at Pearl Motor Company, where we treat everyone like family.
The First Alert Weather Cam is brought to you by the law firm of Harper, Evans, Wade, and Nettemeyer. We will fight for you.
Welcome back to KOMU8 News, first at 5, starting off with a very rainy, overcast live look over Les Bourgeois and the Rocheport area. Rocheport is just picking up on some very light rainfall. At this point, we're certainly expecting more widespread heavy rainfall just on behind it, as that low pressure system and that cold front associated well out ahead of it continues to work its way eastward through mid-Missouri. Here's a look at our live Doppler 8 First Alert radar. At this point, still picking up on some fairly heavy downpours. Actually, no shower or thunderstorm activity really for all of mid-Missouri and actually much of the Midwest at this point. Those should kick up, I think, within the next couple of hours or so. But heavy downpours nonetheless from Macon, Brunswick, and into Moberly. Some of those heavier showers starting to work their way eastward into Osage Beach and the lake area. Again, we don't have any severe weather to talk about. No watches or warnings in effect at this point. So far, all that we've seen so far earlier throughout, actually, this was earlier on your Friday morning, we saw a couple pockets of hail of up to 1 inch in diameter around the Kansas City area and just off to our west. Really, I think hail and those very strong damaging winds, about 58 miles per hour or more, is really all that we're going to be expecting through the course of the next few hours, as most of mid-Missouri is just at that low marginal risk for severe weather. But as we head down to the south, closer to the lake area, parts of Morgan, Miller, and Camden counties are in that slight risk for severe weather that's lasting at least through about midnight tonight. So let's track that hour by hour with our precipcast here. You can see some of those heavier showers starting to work their way into Columbia, Jefferson City, and eastern parts parts rather of the lake area at about 7 to 7:30. Those are going to scoot their way eastward into Herman, out of Lynn in Mexico at about midnight tonight. At that point, areas right along and west of west of Highway 63 at that point should be done with the heavy rainfall. We will continue to see a lot of that wrapping around that system, really in and out throughout the entire day tomorrow. You're just going to need a hood or an umbrella handy pretty much throughout the entire day tomorrow. It's not a washout. As you can see, we are going to hang on to the cloud cover and a few dry points in there. It's not really until overnight Saturday and into Sunday morning. Most of those showers should be well out of our hair. We're going to start off Sunday morning on a very cloudy note, but I think we should see at least a little bit, maybe a couple hours of sunshine by your Sunday afternoon. Now, as far as rainfall totals are concerned, finally picking up some really good, much-needed rainfall here. I still think most of mid-Missouri is going to be anywhere from about an inch to an inch and a half, but we could see pockets of 2 inches or more once we get under some of those stronger, heavier storms. So stick around. We'll continue to give you updates on that. In the meantime, though, on top of some of those storms, very gusty winds still up to about 20, 25 miles per hour. Those are going to keep our temperatures back to around 55 degrees, a very mild overnight low temperature for us tonight. And for tomorrow, behind that cold front, of course, temperatures are going to be just a hair cooler. We should only top out near 66 degrees and really carbon copy, at least temperature-wise, for the next 8 to 10 days or so. We only see temperatures back into the middle and lower 60s. More opportunities for rainfall in and out throughout pretty much the entire day on Monday. It is a lot of folks' spring break, so it's not going to be a washout. Looks like a second round of showers arrives overnight Wednesday and into Thursday. I think both of those systems should be a little bit on the lighter side, so you will have some dry time in there.
Kind of copy-paste, copy-paste.
I know. Forecasting was not an issue for me today.
Story. London police are speaking out about Wednesday's attack.
Hear the latest after the break.
Show us your lease, and we'll show you the money. Show us your Honda, Hyundai, Toyota, or Nissan lease, and we'll show you up to $3,000 in competitive lease cash. A new Chevy Cruze for only $157 a month. Are you still thinking truck? Well, you're still in luck. Select new 2017 Silverado Crew Cabs, giving you a total savings of $12,500 on a new Silverado only at Bob McCosh. So find new roads to #1 business loop in Columbia. Chevrolet makes the car and truck. Bob McCosh makes the difference.
Tonight, Grim returns to where it all began.
None of us are connected to that cabin in any way that he'll ever know about.
There's no safe place.
He's here! Don't open!
Grim, the final chapter, tonight on NBC.
First dates aren't easy. Some end in disaster.
If a guy ever lived alone with a cat, that'd be a red flag.
Yeah.
While others end in delight.
I think he's terrible.
I tried my best to be as awful as I could.
First Dates premieres Friday, April 7th on NBC.
Closed captioning of KOMU8 News is brought to you by Bob McCosh Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac.
Are you suffering from serious back or neck problems or pain from an auto injury? Dr. Kyle Bowers can help. The DRX 9000 has been proven to relieve pain from bulging and herniated discs, sciatica, and even failed back surgery. Pressure between discs is relieved, drawing water, oxygen, and nutrients to the damaged area. Contact Dr. Bowers today for a free consultation. DRX 9000 treatment is affordable and accepted by most insurance. Dr. Kyle Bowers, adjusting lives every day.
Dad, is that my toothbrush?
No, it's your mother's.
When it drives and looks like new, you'll treat it like new. Certified pre-owned by BMW.
Exceptional offers through BMW Financial Services. BMW of Columbia. ColumbiaBMW.com.
The Trump administration gave final approval for construction for the Keystone XL pipeline today. The announcement ends a years-long battle over federal approval of the controversial project. President Trump says the project is long overdue, saying the construction will generate jobs and lower energy costs.
TransCanada will finally be allowed to complete this long overdue project with efficiency and with speed. We're working out the final details as we speak. It's going to be an incredible pipeline, greatest technology, known to man or woman, and frankly, we're very proud of it.
The State Department had to approve of the project since it crosses international boundaries, and it gave the sign-off today. Nebraska has still yet to give state approval for the last section of the pipeline.
The London Metropolitan Police released a photo of the suspected London attacker today. British-born Muslim convert Khalid Masood is suspected of killing at least 4 people Wednesday. Police say there was no prior intelligence about the attack. Thousands of Iraqis attended a protest in Baghdad today calling for an end to corruption in the Iraqi government. A Shiite leader organized the protest and asked people to boycott the upcoming elections if changes were not made to the electoral law and the election committee. Later this year, Iraq will hold its first election since 2014 when ISIS overran nearly a third of the country. The costs of gunshot treatments are high, but the numbers might not be accurate. We'll tell you why coming up in Your Health.
When you are faced with flooring decisions for your business or your home, you may feel a bit overwhelmed. One option that I recommend is luxury vinyl flooring. Busenberg Flooring and Granite, we're going to floor you.
Aquaclit, the sensational waterproof flooring that's taking the country by storm. Aquaclit, so tough, so beautiful, so easy to install. Aquaclit, the waterproof flooring, only available at Busenberg Flooring and Granite.
This was my job. Now, this is my job.
My job then, my job today.
When I came home from Afghanistan, finding work wasn't easy.
I got an apprenticeship as an operator. A lot of that's work in construction.
And we all rely on prevailing wage laws.
Prevailing wage is like a minimum wage for skilled construction workers.
They make sure our roads and bridges are built safely.
And that veterans can provide a good life for their families.
Ask your state legislator to stand up for veterans and stop the repeal of prevailing wage.
My name is Eric Philippi. I'm a veteran, a carpenter, and a father. When Eric Greitens said he was going to change politics as usual, folks like me didn't think the first thing he'd do as governor was take dead aim at our jobs and our families' livelihoods by working to repeal prevailing wage. Call Governor Greitens. Tell him to protect prevailing wage and to protect my family, not destroy it.
$50 might just be your new lucky number. Slumberland celebrates its 50th year with a 50-month no-interest offer and way more than 50 ways to save. Like this sofa for just $5.99. This bed at just $2.99. Make a wish and you'll find it for less at Slumberland. Plus, pay no interest for 50 months. Happy, happy. Slumberland. It's a good life.
Seriously, what is this place?
It's heaven.
Yeah, muscle heaven. You want to take one for a test drive?
The Challenger and Charger have the most affordable V8 engines in their classes. Check them out now during the Fast and Furious sales event. The Fate of the Furious, in theaters April 14th, in dealerships now.
Right now, get a low-mileage lease on the 2017 Dodge Charger for $199 a month.
A new Stanford University study reveals the price tag for treating gunshot wounds topped $6 billion over a 9-year period. Researchers say that figure is actually probably higher because it only includes the costs from victims' first hospitalization. It does not include ER visits, patients who die before being admitted to the hospital, or victims that had to be readmitted. A Polish company developed an at-home breast cancer screening device to help women detect cancer earlier. The device, called a Braster, uses an innovative liquid crystal emulsion formula to detect changes in breast tissue, an indication of a tumor. The device can identify potential tumors before they become malignant, and it can be used more often than traditional diagnostics because it does not emit harmful radiation.
You don't have to go to a doctor, to a clinic for your checkup. You can do it at home, getting more or less the same medical value. Therefore, you will decrease significantly the risk of missing a tumor growing in your breast.
The full examination takes about 15 minutes and is painless. Brain scans could help doctors predict what type of treatment is likely to help people recover from depression. Researchers studied 300 patients over 12 weeks of talk therapy or antidepressant medications. The patients also underwent brain scans. Patients with more activity in areas linked to emotion responded better to therapy, while patients with less activity recovered better with medications.
Coming up Monday on KONU 8 News Today.
Warming temperatures and beautiful weather mean road crews are getting ready for the summer driving season. We'll look at a busy day of closings on Monday, along with some construction plans for the week ahead.
And it is a new week ahead with multiple rain chances. I'll have a look at your 8-day forecast.
What's new, what's now, and what's next. Everything you need to know to plan for your day. KOMU 8 News today starting at 4:30 a.m. Coverage you can count on.
Half-price shakes and ice cream slushes after 8?
Looks like a lot of people really got the memo.
Totally. I got the memo.
That's a cherry stem. That's a cherry stem.
Get shakes and new ice cream slushes for half price after 8 p.m. This is how you Sonic.
Right now at Casey's General Stores, get a large single-topping pizza, breadsticks, and 10-count wings meal deal for just $19.99. Casey's, famous for pizza.
Columbia, the wait is over. The construction on the all-new Kia of Columbia is finished, and we're celebrating all month long. Big grand opening savings. Get $500 bonus cash on all new Kias. Plus, enter to win a free cruise. Get our exclusive lifetime warranty and more with the Kia of Columbia Promise. The dust has settled and the showroom is full. There's never been a better time to buy. Get to Kia of Columbia today, where the best keep getting better.
At Menards, home improvement means saving big because right now you'll get an 11% rebate on everything, even sale prices. This Masterforce 36-inch green tool chest and cabinet combo features full extension drawer slides and durable powder-coated finish. $576.72 after 11% rebate. Sylvania LED bulbs replace 60-watt incandescent bulbs and last up to 11,000 hours. A 4-pack of bright white bulbs is $498 after 11% rebate. Stop waiting and start saving with an 11% rebate on everything, even sale prices, now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
You cried when they left. You listened to them. You worried about them. As parents, you celebrate every one of their accomplishments. From the tiniest milestones to the biggest achievements, you are there. For the moments you have shared and the memories still to be made, talk to your kids about staying safe and sober. For more information, visit safeandsoberparents.com.
Can I help you?
Guys, you know who. Thank you. I got the VIP box.
So I got the exact same thing.
2 boxes. You guys are ridiculous. I'll take that one.
No.
Everyone's a VIP with our $5 chicken strip dinner. This is how you Sonic.
Hey there, everyone. With me on today's Pet Corner is Graceland. She is a 1-year-old domestic short-haired kitten. She is very, very sweet. She can be a little bit shy at first, but once she's comfortable and warms up to you, she will be your little lap cat forever. If you're interested in Graceland, you can call 573-443-PETS or go to cmhspets.org.
And here's a look at what we're following for KMU 8 News at 6. A singing group from MU is set to compete against all groups from all over the Midwest.
Tune in at 6 to hear about how members of the Naturels got where they are today.
All right, we're continuing to see some of those storms starting to pop up a little bit, strengthening actually areas north and northwest of Columbia. Those are going to work their way eastward through about midnight tonight, but the rain's going to stick around pretty much throughout the entire day on Saturday. Keep the umbrellas handy.
All right, that's our time for now. Thank you so much for joining us.
On air, online, on Facebook, on